Alrighty guys, I hope you didn't think I was finished with 2025 because here we have another trip. This time we went up to Michigan. Now we stayed down in the lower peninsula. We did not cross the Mackinac Bridge and go to the UP. That will be its own trip. I have read many amazing things about its beauty. Not to diminish anything for the lower peninsula, it's just we did not have the time to do both, so we had to pick. So we're like, okay, we'll do the lower peninsula first, and then we'll, for a later date, set up for us to go and do the UP. So it's not forgotten, it's just postponed. We went later in the fall, as compared to our main trip, which was early fall. So by then, so much more of the colors had come out, and you had quite a few trees that had already started to drop their leaves. The weather was itself much colder. I had to break out the winter gloves, and it was pretty chilly, and it rained a lot. It would go in between being beautiful and sunny, as you could see from the clips, to like this constant drizzle. That's just part of the trip, man. That's how that goes. It's just part of the trip, and you just live with it. I don't think I ended up putting on my rain gear because it was just that steady, annoying drizzle that by then you're like, whatever, I am already soaked. It does not matter. And then the sun would come out, and you'd start to dry off, and then it would start raining again, and then the sun would come out, and you'd start to dry off, and then start raining again. And it just wasn't worth the hassle to put on the rain gear, take it off, and then have to put it away. It was just like, it's fine. It's fine. It's not bad. It's not super cold, and it's not like out and out like downpour. However, once we started to make our way back home, it was pretty cold. I had my heated vest on, and throughout the whole trip, I had my winter gloves. I wouldn't have had hands. And I have heated grips on that bike, which I was so happy for, but I was super sad because that was the trip I found out there's something wrong with my heated seat. I still don't know what that is. I don't know if water got in. I don't know. Anyways, the heated seat didn't work, so I was like, I get warm hands, but a cold bum. Cold, wet bum from all the rain and everything. And yeah, it's just, again, one of those, that's just how that goes. Doing a fall trip up in Michigan was always a bit of a plan. I had read many things about its fall colors. I had known about the tunnel of trees and its gorgeous routes, and that it was definitely something we were going to do. However, this trip was a bit more spontaneous, it may appear. If you notice, when we went to Maine, the bike my husband was on was a Harley. Specifically, it was a 2017 Street Glide. In these photos, the bike he's on now is a BMW. More specifically, it is a 2026 R1300 RT, and it's automatic, meaning it doesn't have a clutch. This might have also been a bit of the prompt of why this trip was put together so quickly, and we didn't have quite that much time to give to it because we really wanted to go and play with the new motorcycle before the end of the year, and that was approaching really quickly. And so that's how this trip came about, is my husband wanted to go play with his new toy. And yeah, it was a success. Of course it was a success. Anytime you take your motorcycle out and get to go drive it around and put on the old couple 100 miles on it easily is always a great time. The video that has been playing in the background going through the tunnel of trees, and it was just super pretty. So twisty and turning. It was absolutely gorgeous. I did forget to say we stopped at Legs Inn, mostly because we were cold and we really wanted to stop and have a hot beverage. Definitely was a success there. And yeah, that was very, very well received. A nice hot stop in between. Yeah, there were a couple more coffee stops on this one, just just to keep ourselves warm, to be honest. But yeah, that's all I really got. There's not a lot. Like I said, there wasn't a whole bunch of stops. You just basically listened to me ramble about how it was cold and wet, but it was still really pretty. And if you ever have the time, you 100% should go up and drive in a car or a bike or whatever and go enjoy the fall colors of Michigan. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.